So I'm gonna use this airplane stand. I highly recommend to do that. If not, you can easily damage this. And even on the airplane stand, I put like 2 towels. The reason is because this foam thing is soft. It's like kind of like, you know, like those floor foams, but it's still harder than that, so it will damage it. So pay attention. Also, the height of this hopefully is gonna leave it this rather out of the ground. Let's see real quick. Yeah, it should work, but what I need to do is put it in and then turn it away from there, right there. Now it's perfect. Now I want to show something. So here you have your capacitor for your ESC. They are right there. The capacitor for your ESC, and actually the ESC is Velcro over there, so this is very important to know where it is. They did here some air intake on the front. I'm gonna do this real quick. There is air intake here on the front in order to cool it down, and then there is actually exit over here. This is the exit for the air, so it's pretty good. Usually if not, if I'm gonna see that it's getting too hot, I'm most likely to make couple hole over here, small holes, and then I'm gonna 3D print the parts that actually scoop like this to put more air to cool it down. Okay, now when this is sitting here, actually it's pretty much perfect. It's actually perfect stand for this. What I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna look real quick how it's supposed to actually mount. And still, I really want to solve this movement problem. But before I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna put it right here and see where it's supposed to sit, and see if I need to trim any of those plastic pieces. So this go there. So there is here plastic cowl that this will fit in. So this will fit in there, and this will fit there, and supposedly it will hold it in place. Let's see. This is there, and it's funny, one side is getting it better than another. Yeah, it's not really set up right. One side is fit perfectly, and then the other side is not, so I need to trim here a little bit of that. Yeah, this still need a little bit trimming, so it's gonna fit. It's never gonna fit this way. Okay, so I'm trying to see if the holes are fitting, and now they will. Okay, now I need to find the hardware to go there and start closing it back down, and then tie those screws to actually adjust this to place. But I just want to show you guys, this is right now very loose in both sides, but it's loose, but those screws that are gonna go here to hold the body gonna be super tight, pressing this into place. So this part literally need to get forced into place. It's not just falling there, so pay attention to it. It's kind of I don't like that it's need to get forced over there, but this is, I guess, how they designed this thing to work. Let's find the hardware for it and pull it in. Yeah, there's 4 screws over here, and let's see, those are 2. There's a lot of antennas and stuff like that. Keep those to put in last, because if not, you're gonna keep making holes in them. And those are slider for the wing tips, and those are the wings, the screws for the wings. Okay, so I want to show you guys something regarding the landing gear. This is the screws that come for the landing gear, and I was not sure that this is what they want to do, but when you check it in the book, yes, this is the screw, the same length and everything that go in for the wheels. Okay, now here is the problem. You know, the guy that actually made the original airplane, Mike Petty, is a very good engineer. He's probably one of the most brilliant engineers that there is. He's working for the military, he's doing a lot of other stuff. But for a model airplane, to put those 4 screws, hook up over here, without a washer, it's a crime. Especially when there is holes over here that is gonna go inside and it can pop out. So what I did is I stopped the video for a second to go and get a couple of those washers. And what you're going to want to do is actually take your screws and run them through a washers. It's no matter really the size of the washer, as long as it's of course bigger than the screw head. Now you have more surface. And if you don't think that this is important, this is super important when you're going to do hard landing. Especially when this thing designed to do like landing on very rough terrain. Now, maybe they say this will cause it to pop out, but if this is supposed to let those landing gear popped out that made out of carbon fiber, it means it's gonna tear down the entire airplane, so it's a very bad idea, okay? So, let's put those things in real quick. So, again, I have to set this thing in inside of the gap that there is underneath. I have to make sure it's fit, and then okay, it will fit now. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna pull it back out. I know you guys thinking this guy is crazy by now, he don't know what he's doing, but I do. Please pay attention. Take the screws that you got, go to the hole, see where it's fit, make sure that it's fit over there, okay? Make sure it's fit pretty good, and then take it back out. Now, what I'm seeing right now, that those screws are way too short for what it's ridiculous. I think that they're way too short for this. Even if you remove those screws and just drop them in, this is almost the thickness of the landing gear. Yeah, so if I will screw this in, it's actually have nothing holding it. This is way too short. This hardware is super short and is not fitting for this at all. This is going to be a big mistake to use this. So I'm going to put it right now for the video just to show you how it's supposed to go. But I'm going to go later to the hardware store, and actually I'm going to get the longer screws. I'm assuming that this is, let's see, this is 20. Yeah, this is 20 millimeter. It's M420. You need M450 or M425. This is not enough. It's literally like after we will slide it here through those holes. This is so thick that when this is gonna go through it, it's literally gonna be holding on two threads. Very bad idea. And there is no other hardware, by the way. I saw that I maybe did not open all the screws, but I did open everything. There's just no other hardware for that. So I'm gonna set up all 4 right now. Oops. Yeah, the fact that you can put them from the side is really bad. It's really bad, really bad design. I really don't like that they did that. It's a big mistake. Yeah, no, it's not gonna work like this. Let's see. Yeah, look, so when I'm gonna grab the camera real quick and trying to show, the screw is already all the way in. So when I close it right now, it's literally leave absolutely nothing for it to grip. And this is really bad. So I'm gonna put it just so we can finish the build. and then we're gonna take it all out and fix it because we're not gonna take the risk with it. That's it. It's maxed out. You can hear by the motor of my screwdriver that it's kind of maxed out and it cannot move anymore. Yeah, this is too loose, but I'm just want to show you like how this thing. Yeah, this one is not. Now the noise that you hear, it's did 2.5 turn inside. You hear a lot of noise because it's geared out. So look at the screwdriver. So whatever you hear, it's kind of like, it's not mean that it's getting all the way through. Now this is just getting stress on this piece because it's not cut right. Okay, so this is held together right now, but it's not held strong. If I'm gonna hit something on a strong landing, it's gonna tear off and probably break the lower bracket. So again, we're gonna replace it later. I just right now we're shooting the video and it's night and there's nowhere open like to go and get the screws right now. So we're gonna have to wait for it for tomorrow. I'm gonna get bigger head screws, and actually I'm probably gonna get like Allen head, not regular cross, because they will have wider tips on them. Now let's go ahead and look at those wheels. So to put the wheels, we're gonna need to open here those tiny screws, and you have a nut over here, and then there is a lot of stuff over there. So it's kind of okay. Look at my hand. There's a washer, and then there's two other washers. Those washers will make it actually turn. It's too bad that there's no bearing on it, because the bearing will make it work a little bit nicer. So you're gonna have one washer, wheel, and then you're gonna have another washer. Now I already see another thing that I don't like, and I'm gonna show in a second. It's again, it's a lot of small things that I see. It's what I usually call engineering disaster, and I'm gonna show you guys in a second what I'm talking about. It's something that I'm looking at right now, and it's really disturbing. So one of the nuts, like this one, in the other side over here, is touching the wheel. Okay, I'm gonna grab the camera and show you guys. Okay, so right, sorry, wow, this was an earthquake. Right there, you see this? This little screw is rubbing. I have to actually loosen it up a little bit. It's not even tied, and this is rubbing on the wheel right there. Option gonna be to flip the hinge. So this hinge gonna be a reverse. So the shorter parts will be over there, and the screw parts actually with the nut on it will be on this part, like this, exactly like that. So they assemble it reverse. I'm gonna show it actually over here. This part here touch the wheel. So because of the size of the wheel. Okay, so I want to show you guys what's going on. So those screws with the nut on top of it, when you assemble the wheel and you have those spacers over here, the wheel touching this nut, okay? It's touching it slightly, but it's still causing a problem right there, because when you're gonna land and the wheel gonna actually get widen up a little bit, when you press it, it's gonna get wide up, and with the time it's gonna give a little bit. It will touch it and it's gonna cause a little bit of a problem. So I can add more washers over here for it, or I can just flip this, and the common sense will be to flip this, because this is kind of a mistake that the nuts going toward the wheel, and over here the tiny pin is actually kind of flash mount. So I don't know why they did that. Also for visual, you will actually see this kind of disturbing your eye when the airplane is on the ground, versus looking at that it's actually look more realistic and give you more scale looking. They did the same thing over here actually on the shocks, that everything is kind of reversed. But I guess this is for us, the OBS, to actually fix this. And again, this is actually for the system, for the shocks. So it's not really going to affect the work of the shocks. So let's fix this, and we're going to continue the video. Now I'm going to put the other wheels again. So far there is about 4 or 5 different things that I find on the airplane that are really, it's not that I don't like, that they just probably were rushing to do that and did not pay attention. But the main thing that I see so far is those screws over there. A lot of people are lazy and don't watch the video all the way to the end, and those are the things that will actually save you a lot of money on crashing, because if this is too short and you hit really bad and this entire area getting tear off by airplane, you think it's not a big deal, but let me explain why it's a huge deal. Those things are sharp as hell. This will make a hole in your airplane. Another problem will be that this big propeller that go right there will hit the ground no matter what angle it's going to sit. It's a 4-blade propeller. It's not a 2-blade propeller, so it cannot stop if this was not there this way. So you're always going to have a propeller hit the ground. When the propeller hit the ground, you're going to damage your propeller. If you gone too fast, most likely you're going to end up tear your motor apart. You're going to break probably like this motor mount. You're going to end up breaking the shaft, and you can cause a lot of other damage just because of those tiny screws not set up the right way, not set up for the right length to make it actually a little bit more stable. But again, if you think that you want this to be able to turn off if you hit bad, this is a big mistake. Again, this airplane design is a kind of stall airplane, so it's have the ability to do this. So in a bad landing, it's supposed to absorb the impact. But if you hit a bush or something and you're going to hit over here, this will tear down the airplane to pieces. Okay, so this is the part on the assembly for the wheels, and we're going to jump later and do like the tail assembly, and then we're going to do the wings and a couple other small videos showing you bit by bit, part by part, what to fix and how to make this airplane better. Again, if you don't know my videos and you haven't seen RC Monster Garage or Redjet 505, whenever I do the videos, I will tell you what to fix, and I will tell you if something is wrong, why is it wrong. A lot of people don't want to listen and don't want to understand. I have about almost 40 years of experience building those airplanes, building those monsters over there, and those guys over there, and couple thousand others. So I look at everything and I see it from a point of view of an engineer, and I understand that they have engineered that scanned the entire airplane to make it look realistic, that put all those rivets where they're supposed to be, and put all those lines on the wings where it is on the real airplane, and put all those decals like on the real airplane. But when it's come to stuff that the computer cannot scan, and it's getting given to an engineer, the engineer is an engineer, is not a hobbyist. You know, if you don't know what the difference, let me explain for a second. A guy that sits on the computer, that never flown an airplane in his life, getting to design an airplane, don't understand load that will be on those parts, on the landing gear. Don't understand, for example, how important is to make sure that stuff aerodynamic value will be good, and then what will happen if you hit the ground. You don't have the years of experience of actually working on it and making sure that it's going to be right. A guy that designed those screws, they don't understand on the scale that from this direction this actually look horrible because you can see the hardware. But look what happened when you look from here. Look how beautiful this thing is, because this is look like a real airplane right now, because you just have over here a pin, and this how this thing should have looked, because the wheel covered this thing, but the wheel is actually touching it right now, and this is a major problem. Okay, so let's go over, like, start fixing stuff, making this in more scale, because it's an awesome airplane. I saw it fly in the videos and I want it to be the best airplane. And also it's a huge airplane and it's expensive. When you pay almost $700, okay? If you look good, how much the combo deal cost for this entire airplane, and they give you like some simulator and stuff with it, it's about, I think, $1,700, $1,600 or $1,700 with the remote and everything you need. So if you bought that, you're gonna be pissed off if your airplane gonna get destroyed because of some stuff like that. See you on my next video. Next chapter gonna be actually doing the tail section, putting the elevator on it, putting the wings on it, and then we're gonna start doing the programming of this airplane. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. And if you have any comment, put it below. If you have any question, you can actually ask over there. If you want to see one of those or order it, come to our shop. Bye.